One is Cardi, stable companion of Viking Flagship and ridden by Adrian Maguire. 2, Auburn Castle, Jamie Osborne. 4 is Scott and Banks, now ridden by Russ Garrity. And 6 is Banjo, Blinkard, ridden by Richard Dunwoody. And here's how they bet.
And Banjo is now drifting on the course, opened at even money out to 5-4. Cardi is 2-1 from 7-4. Auburn Castle 7-2, just out to 4-1 and clipped back there. And Scott and Banks 12-1, the outsider of the quartet.
3 miles and a furlong and 19 fences, and coming to the first of them. Banjo over on the far side, Cardi on the near side, Auburn Castle between them. So Scott and Banks, and Banjo is the leader as they come to the first of the ditches now. Banjo under Richard Dunwoody jumps the ditch in the lead from Auburn Castle and Cardi and Scott and Banks. As they come down to the third, Banjo from Auburn Castle and Cardi and Scott and Banks. Banjo lands clear, Auburn Castle and Cardi and Scott and Banks. As they pass the winning post, first circuit. Banjo from Cardi on the near side and the far side, Auburn Castle between horses, Scott and Banks, and going a good pace in this Mumm Mildmay Novices chase. They're novices, but there's some novices. They've won 22 races between them. And the winning owner's prize money here exceeds 15,000. So they're over the far side of the Mildmay course now, coming to the fourth with Banjo from Auburn Castle, Scott and Banks and Cardi. Banjo got very close to that, but it didn't seem to interrupt his impetus significantly. Banjo, the leader of this one, from Auburn Castle, Scott and Banks and Cardi. Now number 6 is the second of the ditches. There are 5 ditches in all. Lovely jump there by the leader, Banjo, from Auburn Castle, Scott and Banks and Cardi. Banjo over the 7th from Auburn Castle and Scott and Banks and Cardi. They swing left-handed. Banjo with about a 5-length advantage from Scott and Banks and Auburn Castle, and then Cardi. Coming down to number 8, Banjo, very, very fast at it indeed. Scott and Banks and Auburn Castle almost together, being followed, tracked by Cardi. The first in the straight on this circuit, number 9 of the 19, Banjo, from Scott and Banks and Auburn Castle and Cardi. This is the third of the ditches, number 10, Banjo, clear of Scott and Banks, Auburn Castle and Cardi. Cardi getting a little bit closer to the others now as they come down to the fence. It'll be the last next time round. And Banjo still from Auburn Castle, Scott and Banks and Cardi. So they come up past the winning post with another complete circuit. And Banjo the leader from Scott and Banks and Auburn Castle and Cardi. This ex-French horse, 5-year-old, the youngest in the race, winner of 6 of his 24 races, representing the Martin Pipe stable, strongly represented tomorrow, of course, in the big one, notably by last year's winner, Minnie Homer. Banjo comes to the next, number 12 of the 19 fences. Gets close to it again. He hit that hard, really hit that hard. That certainly would take a little of the sap, a little of his vitality, but he's jumped that magnificently the next one, just as though it put him right. Banjo from Scott and Banks. Another ditch. He wasn't all that clever at that one, but he negotiated it all right. Still galloping on resolutely. The last right over on the far side now. Banjo jumps it clear of Scott and Banks and Cardy, and Auburn Castle, who's only just negotiated it and who's getting tired. They swing left-handed. 8 to 10 lengths lead for Banjo, being chased by Scott and Banks, who's got a 3-length advantage over Cardy, and pulled up is Auburn Castle. Coming down to the next, and Banjo jumps it clear. He seems to have a new lease of life. Scott and Banks under Russ Garrity is second. Cardy is a distant third now, as the leader, Banjo, under Richard Dunwoody, turns for home with 3 fences now to jump in the Mumm Mildmay Novices chase. Banjo coming to this fence. 4 lengths clear, 5 lengths clear. Now coming down to the final ditch with a 5 or 6 length advantage over Scott and Banks. Banjo and Richard Dunwoody at the last ditch in the Mildmay Novices. He jumps it well. Now racing towards the final fence. Cardy's moved into second, but a distant second as Banjo comes to the final fence. A good 10 lengths clear of Cardy, who's trying to reduce that leeway now, but Banjo looks as though he just had to jump it, although he is visibly tiring. Banjo at the last, he just toggles over it. Cardy jumps it second, Scott Banks jumps it third. Richard Dunwoody has this sewn up and striding up towards the line. Banjo didn't travel well in the market, but he's travelled brilliantly in the race, and Banjo's the winner of the Mumm Mildmay Novices chase. Cardy is second, and third is Scott and Banks. Those are the only finishers of the 4 who set out, because Auburn Castle was pulled up 5 from home, and so the result. First, number 6, Banjo, owned by Mr. Darren C. Mercer, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Richard Dunwoody. Second was number 1, Cardy, owned by Mr. J.E. Brown, trained by David Nicholson and ridden by Adrian Maguire. And third was number 4, Scott and Banks, owned by Mr. I. Bray, trained by Peter Easterby and ridden by Russ Garrity. This is the winner, Banjo.
First, number 6, Banjo, 6-4 favourite. Second, number 1, Cardy, 7-4. And third, number 4, Scott and Banks, 10-1. 3 out of 4.